In the final part of the tour, we'll explore the editing menu sidebar, located in this section of the window here. This important panel gives you full control over styling and modifying the elements you've selected. It serves as your main tool for adjusting styles, positioning, layout, animations, and more. The editing menu sidebar is where we'll be spending a lot of time, so it's important to understand how it works. Okay, since no objects or elements are selected, the sidebar is currently blank. You can see it tells us here, click to select an element to update it. Now, before I select anything, I first want to go over what happens when we hover over elements in the artboard. As we hover, visual cues appear, helping us identify and interact with different elements. Borders highlight the elements, making it clear what can be selected and edited. Sometimes we'll see a dashed border, and sometimes a solid border. Border colors, purple, blue, or sometimes red, depends on the type of element and its current state. Another element you'll often see is the Add Section button here. This allows you to quickly insert new sections into your layout. When we click on certain elements, a small menu may appear above the selected objects. This provides quick access to various options. As we work on the site, these menus will appear frequently, offering us very convenient controls for editing, styling, and managing elements efficiently. As you may have noticed while I was clicking on objects, the editing menu sidebar updates dynamically to show the relevant options based on whichever element is selected. Here's a quick tip. Hit the Escape button on your keyboard. This will deselect any selected items and return to a neutral state. Okay, now let's select an element and see what appears in the editing menu. Let's click on the main featured image here. Did you see what happened? The editing menu updated to reflect our selection, displaying options specific to that element. But that's not all. A small menu appeared at the top of the selected element, providing quick access to additional controls. In this case, I selected a section. And you can clearly see in the header of the editing menu here that it identifies that the section is selected, while giving us options to customize that section. Okay, now watch what happens when I click on a different area of the image. Let's move our mouse cursor to a different area of the image. Did you see that? We just got a visual cue. A dashed border appears when I hover just over this area of the image. Now let's click in this area and see what happens. The editing menu updated again, but this time it reflects the new selection, displaying options specific to this element. In this case, the column within the section. As I mentioned earlier, a Pagecloud page is made up of sections, and inside those sections contains columns. We can have 1, 2, 3, or 4 columns within a section. And each column holds your content, text, images, buttons, and more. At the top of the editing menu, you'll find the editing menu header. The editing menu header displays a breadcrumb trail, letting you know the type of object you have selected and where it's located within the section hierarchy. For example, this breadcrumb trail indicates that we have selected the auto column, which sits inside the section. Clicking on section here takes us back out to the section level. Breadcrumbs help us quickly identify and navigate between different layers of the page structure. Next to the breadcrumbs, we get some options to duplicate or delete the selection. Let's select the column, and now let's choose this option here, and this will duplicate that column. So you can see how it's duplicated the column, and now we have two columns within that section. Now I'm going to select the column here, and I can choose to delete it here, or I can go up to my editing menu header and I can choose this option here, which allows me to delete that column. Okay, below the header we have tabs. These are categories of controls like style, size, and position. We have layout and even animation here. We can use these tabs to update our selection. We're going to be using these a lot. And finally, below these tabs, we have the tab controls. These display the controls for the active tab. And that covers the editing menu sidebar.